Most people think the Harley-Davidson Shovelhead is finished, dead. A museum piece that smells like oil and broken knuckles. And that's exactly why a 2026 Shovelhead would be the most dangerous thing Harley could release. I know, that sounds backwards. Hear me out. When I picture a modern Shovelhead, I don't imagine a retro cosplay bike with fake patina and Bluetooth speakers bolted on. I imagine Harley quietly admitting something they rarely say out loud, that not everything needs to be smoother, faster, or smarter to matter. I've spent a lot of time comparing old Harleys to modern ones, not on spec sheets, on roads, in garages, in conversations with owners who actually ride, and what I noticed surprised me. The older bikes don't win on performance, they win on presence. A Shovelhead doesn't ask for attention, it demands it. Not because it's loud, but because it's unapologetic. If Harley were serious about a 2026 Shovelhead, the first mistake they'd need to avoid is trying to fix it. Most people think the Shovelhead's flaws were accidents. They weren't. The vibration, the mechanical noise, the feeling that the bike is slightly annoyed you're sitting on it, that's the point. It's a machine that never pretended to be polite. Modern Harleys, especially in the last decade, feel incredibly refined. Too refined sometimes. You twist the throttle and everything responds exactly as expected. Smooth, predictable, safe. A Shovelhead never promised you that. So the real question isn't can Harley build a 2026 Shovelhead? It's whether they'd allow it to be imperfect on purpose. Here's where it gets interesting. I don't think a modern Shovelhead should chase horsepower at all. That's a trap. Harley already has engines that do that better. What the Shovelhead should chase is feel. I want torque that hits early and unevenly, throttle response that feels mechanical, not filtered, an engine note that changes with temperature, mood, and bad fuel. Most people miss this. Riders don't remember numbers. They remember moments. They remember the bike stalling at a red light and somehow feeling more alive because of it. They remember the way the engine talks back when you short-shift it. They remember earning the ride. If Harley releases a 2026 Shovelhead that starts every time, idles perfectly, and never leaks a drop, something important would be lost. Now, I'm not saying it should be unreliable. There's a difference. Reliable doesn't mean sterile. The best version of a modern Shovelhead would hide its modern engineering underneath a raw personality. Fuel injection that behaves like a carb. Electronics that step back unless you're about to truly mess up. No ride modes, no touchscreens, no fake nostalgia fonts, just metal, air, and intention. Another misconception people have is that the Shovelhead audience is old, that it's just for guys who wrench on weekends and talk about how bikes used to be. That's not what I'm seeing. Younger riders are burned out on perfection. They've grown up with devices that never break and software that updates whether you want it or not. A Shovelhead represents something rare now, ownership that requires participation. You don't just ride it, you learn it. If Harley positioned a 2026 Shovelhead as a bike that expects something from the rider, it would hit differently. It wouldn't be for everyone, and that's exactly why it would matter. Here's a practical takeaway if Harley ever does this. Limit it. Not artificially scarce, just intentionally focused. One engine, one frame, minimal options. Let customization happen after purchase, not on the order sheet. That's how Shovelheads lived originally, unfinished until the owner touched them. Another thing I keep thinking about is weight. Modern Harleys are heavy, and most people accept that as normal, but a Shovelhead should feel lean. Not sport bike light, but honest. You should feel the engine mass. You should feel the crank turning. You should feel like momentum matters. That teaches you to ride differently, slower in corners, more deliberate on throttle, less rushing. And that's something modern motorcycles rarely teach anymore. One mistake Harley could make is trying to make the Shovelhead comfortable. Comfort is subjective. Engagement isn't. I'd rather have a seat that makes me stop every 90 minutes than a bike that makes every ride forgettable. Now let's talk sound, because this matters more than Harley marketing wants to admit. The Shovelhead's sound isn't just exhaust volume, it's irregular, it's imperfect, it's mechanical rhythm instead of digital timing. If a 2026 Shovelhead doesn't sound slightly wrong to people used to modern bikes, it's wrong. Silence is efficient. Noise is emotional. And before anyone asks, no, this bike shouldn't be cheap, but it shouldn't be bloated either. Price it like a statement, not a luxury item. You're not buying convenience, you're buying character. At the end of the day, a 2026 Harley-Davidson Shovelhead wouldn't be about the past. It would be about resisting the future everyone else is rushing towards. A reminder that motorcycles don't need to be smarter than their riders. They need to make riders feel more aware. If Harley ever builds this bike, it won't be their best seller. And honestly, I hope it never is. Because the moment everyone understands it, the magic disappears. Some machines are better when they stay slightly misunderstood.